No can go up in that iron ground.
20 million years ago, this particular region of the Columbia River Basin was composed of a lush forest as well as a number of streams, lakes, and ponds. However, roughly 15.5 million years ago, this tropical climate was overrun by a series of lava flows. Because a vast number of the trees were submerged in water, the trunks were not consumed by flames. While some trees did succumb to fire, many were engulfed in hot mud and were contained within the lava as it began to harden. Gradually, minerals such as silica and quartz were substituted for the pre-existing organic elements of the logs. This petrification preserved the original structure of the trees in stone. Over the course of millions of years, the petrified forest was uncovered through catastrophic floods and erosion. The layers of basalt were carried away, leaving the features seen today in the Ginkgo Petrified Forest State Park, where there are more than 30 species of petrified wood. While at the Ginkgo Petrified Forest, we observed many features of these logs. The logs were smooth and stone-like in texture. They appeared to be polished. The logs had a translucent or quartz-like quality to them. The petrified rings of the tree were visible. There were parallel lines that ran horizontally in the petrified wood, and the logs were different shades of brown, red, and black. The observation deck of the park overlooks the Columbia River Gorge. Here we observed the traces of the basalt flows exhibited on the walls of the gorge. The terraced layers represent the different flows that occurred over different times. Vegetation around the Ginkgo Petrified Forest is relatively sparse. The climate is warm and fairly windy. Following the initial release of the catastrophic Missoula floods, the onslaught of water formed the widespread riverbed known today as the Grand Coulee. Within the Grand Coulee, the force of the floods created a number of plunge pools. These pools are today recognized as Soap Lake, Lake Lenoir, Blue Lake, and Park Lake. As water from the floods receded, Soap Lake became the last in the series of forming lakes. This means that the water pouring into Soap Lake had no outlet aside from evaporation. Because of this contaminant of water, Soap Lake is relatively alkaline and generally considered saltier than the ocean. This high concentration of salt is responsible for the foam that often gathers at the shore, which has reached a maximum height of 4 to 5 feet. That its consistency is simply a result of sodium bicarbonate. Soap Lake contains over 23 minerals and a number of organic substances. While at the lake, we observed and experienced high velocity winds. We also experienced high discomfort, cold environment, and an extreme desire to get back into the van. We also witnessed the waves creating a white, foamy, frothy substance. There were also dead birds. The waters of the lake felt soft and smooth. They were also warm in temperature due to the sun and the salt content of the water, and they left our hands smooth.
All right. So they're about to touch the water and this weird thing. It's like soda bubbles. Whoa. Okay. How's that water feel? Pretty water-esque. Okay, cool. Signing off.
As you can see, the Missoula floods had an immense impact on the landscape of eastern Washington, creating some of the most bizarre and mysterious landscapes our Earth has ever witnessed. Dun dun dun.